Jennifer, Andrew, how are you doing today?
Great,
Good,
Rory.
thank you.
How are you doing?
Really good. Such a pleasure to talk to you both. Tough one right off the bat.
Okay.
I think this is a tremendous date movie, but is going to the cinema a good first date?
Yeah.
Interesting. So
Because then you get dinner after and you talk about it.
Yeah, you have a built-in something to talk about.
You have something built in to talk about, and you get to break the ice. Talking wise, it can it takes the pressure off. Of,
You
like,
have-
having to like jump right in like with conversation. You can like there's blah 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 blah. Just little bits.
Yeah, you have 90
It's the
minutes
perfect first date.
to not talk to the person,
Yeah.
share an experience together, and then discuss that experience. Like that, I think is a perfect first date.
Yeah.
Plus, I think you get like a little insight into their psychology, because if they're laughing at something you don't find funny, or vice versa.
Totally.
That's what happened to me on a date.
Really?
I laughed way too hard at something, and it was really unattractive to him.
Was it funny though?
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
Well, it's kind of a select humor thing, but yeah.
Well then, that's his loss.
Somebody got their head blown off.
Well, that in the right context, that's very
I thought it
funny.
was
I think
really
actually
funny.
in just about any context, that's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
I continue.
I can see this movie being added to what I like to call like the ultimate Friday night playlist, because I'm recommending people go see this on a Friday evening because it's such a fun night out for everyone.
Thank you.
Do you have maybe an ultimate Friday night movie where at home it's kind of like your comfort movie, it's your guilty pleasure, it's the one you go to that like you're like, I'm going to put this on, it's going to make me feel good?
The Muppets, 2011.
Oh, good choice.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you told me that you
That's
liked
my
that
number
one.
one favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Muppets, 2011.
Bridget Jones' Diary, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in England.
What is it about Bridget Jones that
That I find like comforting about it.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, it's just nonstop. I know exactly where it's going. I think Renee Zellweger's British accent is another American. It's just perfect. I can't hear anything wrong with it.
Yeah, you don't have the discerning ear about it.
No, I just
Yeah.
I certify it British.
and that works? There's one particular moment in this, it's a tiny moment, but I missed the next 5 minutes of the film because I was still giggling at that specific moment. It's right after the beach, and it's a hard cut back to the water, and you're just back to normality. And I was like, oh my God, she's a sociopath, she's crazy. Because it'd gone from the extremities of what happened on the beach to just being nice again. And I found that so funny, just that immediate comedy hard cut.
Thank you.
For when you're doing movies like this, do you have to give yourself over even more to the director and to like the editing? Because you're like, in the moment it might feel funny, but you're never entirely sure how it's going to play out until you actually see the final cut.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of like doing alternate lines or improving or something, I was doing less and less of it because there's nothing that I'm going to come up with that's going to be funnier than what Gene, the old head writer of The Office, is going to be, coming up with. So, yeah, and it's really so much of comedy is editing.
Yeah, he had such a clear vision from the beginning that he was constantly guiding us to. He's like really knew the movie he wanted to make, and it's this.
There's some how to put this nicely. There's some iconic swearing in this. There's some like, it's like shotgun blast. It's so funny watching because swearing in general can be overdone, but when it's done right, when it's punctuated right, it can just land, and it just takes you along a giggle fest. Is there one? Do you both have a favorite swear word?
Cock.
Yeah, I think my answer now is horsefucker. I don't know. I don't even know if I've ever heard anybody
He's been
say it.
consistent with that. I've never heard him say it.
I don't know why I would say it. Like,
Again, the
it's
context is
Yeah.
everything
such a
for that
violent
one.
thing to say, but it paints a picture.
I just got so used to like, stub your toe, fuck, or like you're mad at somebody, fuck, or something's good, fuck, that like cock is just like, you like just going cock.
Yeah, we have an Irish one. It's bollocks, which is very similar. Like literally any tiny thing at all, it's like bollocks. So
Yeah.
I think
It sounds so great in your. I don't think we could adopt that one.
It wouldn't.
Bollocks.
It
it's not the
satisfy
same.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't sound bad. It sounds almost jovial.
Yeah.
in the strong Irish one, it's
Yeah.
like,
Try
it's
cock.
cock.
Oh, that's great.
What did that feel like?
It felt okay. Whenever I do anything that I feel is going to take me out of my comfort zone, I refer to that as a 3 tequila day, because I'm like, right, we get this done, and Dutch courage. And for the beach scene, I felt like for me, that must have been a 3 tequila day for you both. Was that out of your comfort zone a bit more, would you say? Or is it just like, I would just get into it, it's fine?
Yeah, it was definitely out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
But I think we were really, jokey and great with one another, and everybody was so professional, and we had intimacy coordinators and all that to make the zone as comfortable as it could possibly
And
be.
my, like, 3 tequilas was, like, a churro and fried chicken and a corn dog.
Nice.
Like, at the end of the rainbow.
Nice. For a regular in big commas, rom-com, there is, I imagine there must be like a chemistry read where they've got a spark, they've got a certain thing. What is that like in this situation? Because the chemistry has to be kind of bad, surely. Or am I way off there?
In a way, because that's how Gene tried to like keep us apart after he was cast. But we had so much chemistry in the chemistry read, and we auditioned great actors. But when Andrew walked out the door, we all looked at each other and just kind of like almost rolled our eyes. Like, should we just go tell him? Like, he was incredible. And we had so much chemistry that I think it's almost easier to fake it.
Yeah.
To be awkward.
That even when there's awkwardness between these two people and they're not connecting, you're invested in them connecting because you can tell there's something
I knew what you were doing, you would know what I was doing, so we could kind of do it together, as opposed to if we didn't really mesh.
Yeah. And it was also scenes from like the beginning, middle, and end of the movie. So you kind of, in that chemistry read, we saw our entire relationship play out of like, it began with you looking me in the eyes and saying, let's fuck. And ended with me looking you in the eyes and saying, let's fuck.
Oh, it did?
In that chemistry read, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing gets by this kid.
There is a scene in this, and it's the first date kind of, where you're talking with your best friend and you're talking about the worst, or the reasons you've gone on the first date, or the worst first dates. And it really, in the moment, reminded me so much of the 40-Year-Old Virgin scene, where it's, how you know you're gay. And it was just like, it was a one-upmanship, but also really well performed. But I had also seen that there wasn't too much improv in this. So was that a scene where you could come in with some of your own ones?
There were a couple, but I only did one because there were a lot of alt. So it's mostly Gene is the one improving, basically, and I'm his avatar because he's the one that's like coming up with these rapid fire. I only had one. And it didn't get used anywhere. And I still thought it was funny.
Do you want to say what it is? Because I know what it is. Yeah, you should.
I said I had sex one time because I thought my house was haunted. It's funny, right? He laughed. Gene just didn't use it because he doesn't like me.
Well, as someone whose house is haunted, I can understand.
Your house is
I
haunted?
bet it is, yeah, if you live in Ireland.
Well, like every house in Ireland is a little bit haunted, but
Yeah.
I'm sure mine is.
I've had my eyes open to this phenomenon hugely because of her.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
send him
real.
scary TikToks too.
Yeah.
I also send him videos that are like 45 minutes long, like just about
It's
a
like
house
part
haunting.
2,
It's
part
I
3.
know, I'm sorry.
No, it's a man. I'm like, oh no, not the barn. Get out of there. Like,
There was one with a barn.
yeah, recently. Yeah.
Wait, listen, anytime you're over in Ireland, you let me know and I'll send you towards the most haunted houses that we have around the place. So you can-
That sounds, I'd be super curious. I want to see a ghost.
And just as a kind of a rapid fire ending,
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about your cinema going etiquette. Because again, people go see this in the cinema because it is very, very funny. Favorite cinema snacks?
Icy.
Popcorn, and you pour some Bunch of Crunch into it.
That's called a movie salad.
Movie salad.
Movie salad. I like that. So we don't have that in our, that sounds very specifically American.
No, you just take whatever candy you're eating and you put it in with your popcorn,
Yeah.
and then you can have your savory, sweet little surprise.
And every now and then you have a
'Cause,
little
like,
chocolate
sometimes
surprise.
it's salty, and then sometimes you feel around, you get your Mike and Ike, whatever you guys have here, I don't know, and you put that in your gullet.
Movie salad.
I like that. Favorite seat in the cinema? Are you front, middle, back?
Oh yeah, I always take the front row because I'm a psycho.
Do you actually?
No. Middle.
Middle.
Do you make it in time for the trailers, or do you not like to see the trailers?
I
beforehand?
intend to, and I never do.
I make it for most of the trailers. I do. I like to see what's coming up. Be like, oh, that's.
Do you have a favorite cinema to go to?
No.
AMC Lincoln Square is by where I live. It's huge, and it's where our New York premiere is going to be, which is pretty exciting.
That's cool. And very last one. What's your favorite scary movie of all time?
Oh my God, Hereditary.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Just turned 5 years old this week.
Whoa!
Happy birthday.
I saw Us in theaters twice. I loved that movie.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
It's a really good movie.
That's fantastic. Jennifer, Andrew, thank you so much for your time
Thank
today.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Rory.
He can't know about this.
Percy!
Natalie!
This is your babysitter, right?
No. I'm gonna teach you how to have a good time.
Maddie, you can't outrun the cops!
I can't lose my license.
What?